Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D Deep Dive. We're very excited to be with all of you. Thank you so much for being with us live or on replay. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with this amazing oracle, my sister, Sophie. How are you, Sophie?
Hey, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Cannot wait for this deep dive. I have no idea, like usual, of what is going on. So let's play this amazing game of new topics and let's read the cards.
I love it, and I think we're really kind of good at playing this game together. So thank you so much, Sophie, for being such a good, player of this game. And thank you, everybody, for your amazing questions. So I pulled a couple of your questions, but more of them are going to be tomorrow on the 5D News show. So just before we start, and by the way, the topic for tonight, I don't know if I mentioned it, I don't think so, will be 2025 predictions. So we're going to look at what the year 2025 has in store for all of us. So with the world, with the state of finances, politics, but also awakening, spirituality. So we're going to ask the card, and Sophie being our channel, everything that 2025 will have in store for us. So I think this is going to be a very cool show. And right before we start, thank you so much for making sure you give us you hit the like button and also the notification bell so you make sure you don't miss any of these amazing shows. We are here simulcasting on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for also subscribing. And also we are live on our Rumble channel. So thank you so much again for all your support. Make sure you do hit the like button before we start. And also you can add your questions and your suggestions for the next deep dives in the community. So this is a free community to join. And we have amazing members. So thank you so much, all the community members and the moderators, for being a part of this community of like-minded individuals. We love you. All right, Sophie, are we ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely. There's noise in the background. That's why I'm mute, but I'm ready to go.
All right. Okay, so let's start. And I'm going with very basic questions, but because every time I do so, I feel like the cards surprise us with anything. So this is what we're going to say. I'm going to try to leave it as, let's say, open as possible to know what the cards have in store for us. So let's start with finances. And I have here, so my first question, what is coming up for the global state of the world's financial situation in 2025? So generally speaking, across the globe, what's in store for us financially in 2025?
This is such an amazing question to start with because we have seen change in the cards recently and now we know why. So let's see what is coming up for 2025 with the finances of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have all of those cards and a lot of them are new because I'm redoing my Oracle deck. So I'm using new decks and the between. And one of the cards that I want to show you right away is the card of poverty that I never seen before is reverse. I'm already liking this. So I'm going to show you the order past towards future. So the card of the past is a Capricorn card. This is my Capricorn card. And this is basically this hierarchy system of I'm telling you what to do and you have to listen. And this is the card of the past. Then we have the push over with this. So it's going to start like it always is. Like the economy is going to start like it always is for the start of the year around the globe. We're not going to see big change right away in the beginning of the year. It's just going to be big companies. People who have money are going to be richer. People who have less money are going to have even less money. It's just the usual way that it is right now. And then it switch. Then it switch. I want to see a second row with this card, but we do have royalty. that is in the card. So that may imply that a change is coming up in the royalty in 2025. I don't see this as big companies. I really see this as the royalty in particular because of that crown. So we're going to see the second row quickly just to see, are we talking about big change of the structure, or just to see the details? And then we have poverty reverse, and we have finally change transition with the stork card. I really see that we're going to start the year very slowly with transformation with the financial system, but it's going to bring slowly but surely a big change in this year. It's the beginning only because we have the stork. So I think that it means that before the stork means the baby, right? So before the baby, we have the pregnancy. We have to make plans. We have to evaluate. So I think this year, when it comes to finances, we have a lot of change that we're not maybe aware of that is going to be in this gestation state. And then we're going to have this new beginning with the stork card. I'm going to take quickly a second roll. Do you have anything that you see in them that you would like to share?
Well, many things that I'm thinking at the moment. Well, first of all, on November 19, we have Pluto moving into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So, and Pluto will leave for good the sign of Capricorn. So it's interesting that the first card you got is you associated with Capricorn, because it's the old ways. Basically, it's the old system. It's the old hierarchical system of power where the 1% was basically getting resources and using everybody else as a slave, basically, to get on top of the pyramid. And the rest of the people on the bottom of the pyramid have like crumbles of the world's resources. So this is changing for sure in the astrology. But although Pluto's changing on November 19 of 2024, Pluto's such a slow-moving planet that it's not a one-day thing. And Pluto's going to, of course, go in Aquarius, which rules horizontal systems, systems without a center, so more collaboration, more equality, more collaboration, more independent workers, independent people. But this is not something that's being done in one day. So it makes sense that you're seeing like 2025 as a transition, and yes, for the better, but not everything like in one day or 1 week.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very, very positive with the second row. I'm not going to show every card because I don't want to spend a whole day on this question, but what is really meaningful with this card of Capricorn, that is the energy leaving, we have the card of lack. We have the card of this holding on tightly to finances and not wanting to share finances also or spend. So this is the energy of avarice in French, or I don't know if it translates really well to cheap, but I mean, this is just like keeping your resources and the energy of lack.
Yeah.
It starts with this. So it's very telling to have those two together. And
sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it makes sense also because like if people are seeing like a collapse or a crash, like they're holding on to the very little that they have at the moment. So they are very careful about the way they approach like spending money at the beginning of the year, especially after the holidays too. So that makes sense.
Absolutely. Thank you. And also we have the Queen of Pentacles with this card of pushover. So I'm seeing a little bit of a little or a big time, depending on where you are in the world, because this is global reading for economy. But I'm seeing a lot of, I have it in French only. Wow. Like psychological abuse, psychological abuse, like something like trying to terrorize people with the money, manipulation with the money, with the fear. This is like we're holding you by the money. It says that there is more than enough resources. We're not in a lack era, but because there is a lot of manipulation, they're pushing us into this fear. So that I hope it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to see what is the card with this card of the crown. We're going to see this year illness for the crown. I'm being careful about my words, but I'm sure you understand what I'm thinking. King of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and Two of Swords. So what I'm seeing here with this is that there is a change that is needed, but we don't have this willingness of the crown to change things. And finances are affected by this stuck energy of the royalty for some reason.
So you're seeing the royalty high honor card as being literally the royalty and not like the, let's say, the central banks and the people that are being authorities. And no, you're seeing it as a royalty, right?
I'm absolutely seeing as a royalty. Knowing the card that we have previously, for sure the banks are going to also be impacted by the previous cards. That's for sure. They don't want to change. So it's basically the same energy anyway. But those cards are very much for the royalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And were you done with the cards that you have right now?
Almost. I'm almost done.
I don't want to miss any part of the reading.
So sorry. I'm going to go. Okay, so we have poverty and we have the Three of Wands. So this is interesting because with those cards, it says that we're going to discover that we're really not in a lack period. We're going to push away that idea of poverty that is false. I'm not going to say that people are not struggling. People are struggling for real. And this is not fun. I'm saying that the resources are there. There is enough for everybody. And it is man-made. This crisis is man-made. That's what I'm saying here. So we're going to push away in 2025 this idea of poverty. And we're going to see and we're going to be aware more and more of the truth that there is enough resources and we're not in a lack era. Last card, remember that change and that stork? Six of Swords. It says we're going to calmer water. This is absolutely beautiful.
Wow. I'm noting stuff because like I don't want to miss my my train of thought here. Okay, that made me think of so many things. That is so interesting. Okay, so the first thing, and you talked about in 2025, we're going to leave for good this lack mentality, and we're going to be aware as a humanity as a whole that we have enough for everybody, which is amazing. And would you say maybe pick like one or two cards or on the question, would you say that it starts with our mindset and our removing some limiting beliefs psychologically that we live in lack before we can actually manifest it as a collective?
I'm seeing energy of ultimatum with this card of love me, leave me, the card of my voice matters, and the card of I'm not budging. So I'm seeing an energy of somebody really strong and almost what I'm seeing is that it starts with this change of I'm not going to be stripped of my power. I'm not going to be told what is my value. And there is things that we're no longer willing to accept that is going to change. I want to say that those cards for finances were not there a few months ago. We switched timelines.
Yay, that is such great news. And yes, and I remember also like you pulled cards last year in the beginning of the year, and we did see like very dark things for the state of the world and the finances and specifically. And now, like since last time we pulled cards, it was like, something new is on the horizon. Like that feels so much better. Okay, last question here. I'd like to know if the CBDCs, so the central banks' digital currencies, will be implemented across the globe.
Okay, card just flipped. So I'm just going to see what it is. I'm happy to say that they're on the run. I think that whoever has power now is pushing this thing away as much as possible. So that is, I think, the reason why we have this huge change with the financial.
Did it change because of the US elections?
Yes, and I would like to take a card on this, but I'm feeling that this is why, because it switched last minute last minute, it switched the whole thing with the finances, and we switched timeline.
Wow, I'm having chills. This is so cool.
Yeah, I have the High Priestess and the World. Yeah, it's like we have changed the vibration of the world.
Wow. Okay. Okay, let's go on. And I know like we might be spending a little bit of more time on the financial stuff, but I feel like it's going to influence the whole thing. Even spirituality will be influenced by the way, if we can reclaim our power. Okay, so talking about the latest election results, what will the Trump presidency bring to the economy worldwide? So for other countries, will it be more positive also for other countries?
We have literally the card of new beginning and pregnancy, and we had the stork just previously with finances.
Yeah.
We have the gun for hire. We have the moon. We have the woman. And we have great fortune. It brings a brand new beginning, reviewing how we are making deals with other countries. I'm just going to close the door just a second.
Yes.
So what we have is really interesting in terms of a brand new beginning with the card of the Death card and the Great Fortune. It's not just like money or financial system. It says Great Fortune. It's a brand new beginning on who is going to want to be in a new tribe, who wants to be in this new association, but the regulation will be totally different. I'm just going to post one or two cards on this.
Can I just ask also, because I feel with that Great Fortune card, and where like the sit is also the end of a phase, and we have like the babies, like the beginnings. I feel like because there are so many countries on earth that have like amazing resources, but they're unable to take advantage of their own resources because it's being used by authorities or other countries even, or associations like NATO or else. So I'm feeling intuitively like those countries who hold like a lot of resources, like for example, the countries of Africa, are going to be able in the end to really benefit from their own resources.
That's exactly what I'm seeing. I have the card of the moon and the card of the mother, the card of the woman and the card of the mother as well with the moon energy. And we have the child, right? We had the stork, we have the child. So what it represents, the child is this new beginning. And who is pregnant? It's the woman. The woman is the one that is creating resources, right? So those countries who have resources, but that cannot benefit from it are going to be more empowered for sure. But they have to want this. So some country will have too much corruption to be in this kind of association. But and I just took the first card. It's the card of the child, the Page of Cups. It feels like there's so much love, so much cups. The Knight of Cup, the Knight of Sword, and the last card, the King of Pentacles. It's like a association with new rules that if you fit into those rules, if you follow those guidelines, you can thrive and you can have this kind of, I don't want to say new word because it has been associated with so many things, but this new, I'm just going to say new tribe.
Paradigm tribe, yeah. Amazing. Okay, next. A lot of people are going to want to know about that. So what does the value of gold look like in 2025? Will it continue to rise? Okay. And then we'll check for silver. Let's start with gold.
Not as much as it was planned because the economy will probably pick up now. So we have switched timelines where we were headed not really long ago. We were headed towards more gold. I don't know yet for silver, but we were headed towards gold more. I do see that it is still going to be something we are going to look up to, because we do have the card of flowers. It's still something that is going to be seen as a luxurious thing, and something that is going to be more about we have transformation. That's the only one that I want to check before I complete my sentence, because it says it still has a great possibility of progression, but it's not going to be the same as we expected, where we just saw that it's going to be the currency to have in between. So it still has value. It's just not going to be that major high, according to what I'm seeing now.
And I feel like with the dress card, to me, like it seems like we're gonna value gold for other properties, even like more artistic, more spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I love it. Okay, now let's check for silver.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the value of silver look like in 2025? Will it continue to rise? So silver picked up a lot lately, so let's see what 2025 holds.
It's funny because I have different decks in this, and I have, for the gold, I had Solitude, which I saw as it's not a currency we're going to use a lot. It's just, it has a status on its own. It's something that is more on the side. And here with silver, we have Lonesome. So that kind of the same energy, where it's still going to be something that has a great value, but we're not going to see this so far. I'm just going to read all the cards, but I think with just the card of Lonesome, we're not going to see this as a currency of exchange.
Yeah.
It can still see, the value can still go up. So I'm going to take quickly the second row, and then I will tell you everything. The first card is interesting, though. We have all that money can buy. So there could be a limitation of money still in the beginning of the year, where we have uncertainties with where is the money headed and with the value of the dollars. Yes, it says that some people will still want to go more towards silver, even more than gold, apparently. Gold has a good status. It's not going to budge. But I'm seeing still that silver is something that people want to have as a currency of exchange. But it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be now. I think it's just going to be the first phase of the year. We're going to have uncertainties, and people are going to want to have silver in case, and still going to want to push to have this as something of a currency of exchange.
So can we tell that the value of silver will go up during 2025, or do you see it as staying pretty much the same as it is now?
I think it's going to go up in the first part of the year, but I'm not sure it will pick up more than this.
Okay. So for the big transition, and then something else would be stabilized in some kind of way.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. Next question. Will the price of gas go down? Because we know that it's apparently very much linked to the WAR in the Middle East, but also apparently in other places. So let's see, will the price of gas go down?
Oh, okay. What are those cards? We see there is going to be laws around the topic, regulation, but I'm still seeing the card of pushover, farewell, and then we have ball of fire. I think those are reflecting on this energy of putting an end to a war that can affect the price of gas. And let's see what else is there. I'm happy to say that the price of gas is probably going to go down, because underneath the card of the law, we have the 10 of Pentacles reverse. And that the big companies who have made a lot of money on this are not going to be allowed to make a lot of profit now. There's going to probably be a maximum amount of profit and more of a transparency on why it's going up and not a cartel anymore.
Amazing. Great news. Great news. Well, thank you so much. And we're going to talk next about real estate, coming up also world politics, immigration, and spirituality and the frequency of the collective. But just before we do so, we have a very special announcement, one that I am very proud of personally. So we are introducing a new workshop that I just created on the Maison Jupiter Academy. And it is titled Magical Placements in the Birth Chart. So this is kind of a quick workshop. If you'd like to learn like what's special about your birth chart, like what special gifts you have, what superhuman abilities do you have, and everybody will find their own uniqueness without the need to really read the whole birth chart, because this stuff, as you might know, is very complex and you have to learn a lot about astrology before being able to read the whole birth chart. But this workshop gives you my easy keys and advice in order to read like at first glance a birth chart and to say like, this is what's unique about this individual or your own birth chart. So very excited about this new workshop. And we're going to talk about it some more in a special show that we're going to have to do. Sophie and I and Elena and maybe Sol if she's back. So let's hope. And we have a very special launch promo for this magical workshop, 50% off with the code ASTRO50. And that will be until November 24th only. And yeah, I'm very excited about this one. Just to guide you through it very quickly. So in the first part, I teach you about like to discern what's the strongest planet in your horoscope, in your birth chart, and how can you best take advantage of that planet? What are the gifts that you have naturally? And whenever people come up to me and they're like, how can I get wealthy? What are my natural abilities? What should I do as a new career? Maybe you want to like start a new project, a new business. You have to look at what's already very strong in your birth chart. So the first part is all about that. And then I talk about superhuman abilities in the birth chart. So clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience, empaths, psychic healers, which I'm sure a lot of you are. So I give you a few pointers on how to spot that in the birth chart. And that's very easy to follow. Also, it's a beginner-friendly course. And lastly, I talk about the special patterns in the birth chart in astrology. So very fascinating. Join me over here. The course is at 50% off until November 24th. Yay, very excited about this one.
Yes, it sounds amazing. I really want to know about my birth chart now, so I have to do it.
Yay! And thank you so much to Sol, who gave me the idea to create this the workshop, because she was saying like, this is the type of workshop I would like to purchase because I want to know what's special about. So I talk about the special degrees, the special planets, the special fixed stars, the most fortunate fixed stars. So there's a lot of content, a lot of notes, a lot of material in that workshop. Very affordable again. So thank you so much, everybody, for of course supporting us. And we're going to talk about our next topic, which is going to be real estate. So there's been, I was going to say lots of ups and downs, but mostly ups in the real estate world lastly. And myself, I was waiting for the market to go down before purchasing, but at some point I was just tired of waiting. So let's see what will happen. Well, first of all, let's talk about what will happen to the central bank's interest rate in 2025. Is it going to go further down because it's already high?
In the US?
Do you want to be more specific? Let's start with the US. Yes.
Okay.
So what about the central bank's interest rate in 2025? And let's start with the US.
Okay. I'm seeing I don't know why, but I'm seeing like a commission reviewing everything about this, and I'm seeing that they're going to want to hide a lot of information. So I would expect more change second part of the year than the first part of the year.
Okay.
Lots of big power are going to be under review, and we'll have to, we'll have to explain stuff.
Interesting. So probably like how they, let's say, what's the word? Colluded together to enslave the population in really high interest rates.
If I just show you two cards, we have here Ruthless. It says money and power. And we have the Mask. It says covered, shady, and hidden.
Well, I like that. Let's hope we're going to see interesting results in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And will the value of the houses go down in 2025? Or the price of the houses, not the value, the price of the houses go down?
Page of Cups, the Emperor, Nine of Pentacles, the Moon. We have 10 of Wands and 6 of Swords. It's tough to say it's going to be in the first part of the year. Again, I think there is going to be a lot of financial change that people are not expecting at this point. We were so much headed in one direction with the financial state. We were headed in the more difficult path, the more the big shakedown. And apparently we're going to change this and look at where is the money leak, where is more of the corruption, and we're going to try to purge and heal from the Capricorn era.
Okay, so because there's a lot of theories, and I guess that makes sense that it just changed because we changed timeline, apparently. A lot of people, well, a part of, let's say, of the people talking about real estate were saying that we were going to undergo a big financial crash and the value of the houses would go down. But the other side of people talking about real estate said the opposite, said that, let's say, the price of the houses would not drop because it was going still to be something very valuable that we need, and there's not enough homes for the populations and all the immigration. So long term, not necessarily just in 2025, what do you see about the value of the real estate market? Let's say, will it be stabilized? Is it going to drop? Is it going to go up?
Well, one thing that I want to say before I pull more cards on this is what is really interesting with those cards. If I just show you, so we have Page of Cups, the Emperor, 9 of Pentacles, Moon, 10 of Wands, and 6 of Swords. The Emperor is known for maintaining and not necessarily changing ups and downs for the rate, right? But then we have the card of this independent, and this card of a 9 of Pentacles where it talks about independence and abundance. And we have those two cards there. And for me, what it speaks to me about with the real estate is that there will be more construction and a renovation. There will be more of that kind of, the materials will be cheaper probably because of it, because I see a lot of people choosing to restore, renovate, and build. This is something that will be more present for 2025. So when it comes to your question, the price of the money that are already on the market, it's the same card. So it says pretty much that it's going to be stable in the first part with a 6. And then we have a lot of reevaluation of what is going on there. What is the deal? What is really happening behind? We have, with the shady energy and the mystery illusion energy, we have now the Judgment. And with this, we see more reasonable way of dealing with real estate. And then we are leaving behind this forceful of this big what is the word of, I'm trying to not always use Capricorn because that's just this Capricorn energy that is leaving, but that energy of money, 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 and nothing else matter. We're going to leave that behind.
Materialism.
Yeah.
And speculation. So it seems like it's going back to what it's really worth without all the speculation and without the trickery of the financial side and the central banks.
Yeah, and what I see with this is that two things. People who are going to be buying places are going to have more rights on their own land, and lands are going to have more value in 2025 than houses at that point, I think. So I'm not saying that a house versus a land is going to be the land, but I'm saying it's going to take more value, the land.
Okay. And talking about rights and a certificate and the legal side of things, because we've seen in a past show, and I can't remember which one, but we talked about that in Australia, getting your title of property in hand will be very, very important. So let's say, generally speaking, in the world, is it important to have an original title of property of your home in hand or your land?
Everything is reverse except the card that says stop. So I'm going to see, because we have this card of the letter that is reverse. I'm just going to look at what is there. So the card of the letter is surrounded by the cards of despair and concern, but they are reversed. So at that point, I'm just going to take two more cards on this. And I would say that I would want to have it, but things are changing, and things are changing in a better sense.
Okay.
For now, I would want to have it.
That's a really good, really good answer. I feel like we're on the careful side here. I love it. All right, now let's talk about world politics. And since we're on that new timeline, will the Trump presidency stop the funding of the war in Ukraine in 2025? Is the Trump presidency is going to help in any way bring peace to Ukraine?
Yes. So the four first cards are really weird, and I just want to show them to you. And it took me a second to understand what I was looking at. Desire, compromise. So this is still like desire, the temptress. So this is like third party.
Russia.
Then we have the snake. We have then the star and unexpected money. So it says that we're going to learn about the real reason of that war that started, and we're going to restore the economy partially because of it. We're going to stop putting money in that war, and we're going to probably restore the real value of that place. I'm assuming that has a lot to do with food, and we're going to have a lot of abundance created through it.
Wow, this is amazing news. Okay, let's hope we keep going on the amazing news train. Okay, will the Trump presidency help bring some peace in the conflict in Israel?
So we have a reunion celebration. The next card is meeting. The next card is forbidden planet, wealthy man. And we have the card of the lover. And we have the card of the exit. I feel like he is not that welcome in this thing, but he will try to. Let me see. Yeah. He's not that welcome in this conversation.
Yeah.
And we have the Hermit and the Five of Cups. So he will try his best to to say like, guys, we can find another way. Let's just meet. We can have mediator, the card of the
Yeah,
mediator. Literally, I split the deck in two and we had the card of the mediator. It will try to.
he will try.
It's still up to free will at this point, and the final card is the card of the exit with the card of the magician. So I feel that it will take a moment. They will need to take a breather and then see if this is something that is for them. It's just there's a lot of ego in this.
This is what I was sensing when you were talking, and probably they don't want an outside interference in their own conflicts and business and interests. But okay, so maybe not a result in 2025, but we're going in the right path.
We're definitely going in the right path. It's still planting a seed of something. Yes.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Are ETs going to make themselves known publicly in 2025? Is it going to be common knowledge that they are here and visiting us?
Okay, I want to stop right there because I have tomb and I have arsenic. I have to say that I have so many chills. Let me know if you have chills too, guys. Before Trump is going to take the lead, I'm talking about the US just because we're closer to it and we hear a lot, but don't be offended if we're not naming your country. Just because I'm seeing that before Trump is being president, there's a lot of destruction of top secret documents about this. That's what I'm seeing through those cards. Let me know if you have chills with this. Let me know if you feel that resonate with you. That's what I'm seeing. They don't want him to reveal stuff, and they know that he will.
This is crazy, Sophie. And do you remember that when you, in one of the last shows, I asked you about the full moon in Taurus on November 15th, so in just 2 days, and it's on Uranus, so the planet of ETs, spaceships, and I didn't tell you that up front, and you said there's going to be news about NASA or something. Crazy. Okay, so they're trying to destroy everything they have before he's in office in January.
Yes, but we're still going to know way more.
Okay.
This next year, yes.
Okay, and is Trump going to reveal, or the Trump administration, are they going to reveal that the ETs are involved in world politics in 2025?
I'm not sure that it's going to be that blunt because it would destroy a lot.
Okay.
So they need to still have a lot of diplomacy. This is the card of Libra.
Okay. So not yet like full disclosure. And okay, a few shows ago, you talked about the nefarious ETs that would come here after a financial event. Are we still seeing that in our timeline?
Yes.
Is it going to be public? Like, are they going to make themselves known publicly, or is it more going to be behind the scenes?
It's behind the scene with leaders.
Oh, okay.
It says imprisonment, which is trapped, confined, isolated, and we have the rich woman. It says independent leader, so that's really about the leadership behind closed doors.
Are they coming to pick up all the old leaders of the old system?
They're coming to pick up and leave with things. Yes.
Well, farewell, people.
Farewell, people.
Okay, I love it. Let's talk about immigration, because the North Node, starting in January for the next year and a half, will be in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a sign of immigration. It's the sign of faraway places, overseas places. So generally, when Pisces is very much emphasized, we see a lot of people wanting to change countries, wanting to move across the sea. So let's ask the cards, are people in general going to travel more in 2025? So let's just start by talking about travel. Are we going to see more travel in 2025? Okay.
The cards are very, very weird. Farewell, waiting, the official person, and stop. I think there's going to be a lot of laws around travel, and I'm curious to see more about this.
Well, Saturn is also in Pisces, and Saturn is bring rules and difficulties, blockages in order for people to travel. And you did see this also before.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's the same cards. It's like we are reviewing all of our borders. It's like we're reviewing all of the, not just immigration, but also for travel, weirdly enough. We're reviewing a lot of, do we want to have tourisms? Do we want to have immigration? How are we dealing with this?
Yeah.
Passport even. Let me see for passport. I don't know why, but they're asking me to look for passports.
What about them?
Okay. People who have limits in their passports, they're going to be reviewed. So everything that has to do with limitation borders, immigration, travel, it's just going to be all reviewed. Does that make sense with the astrology?
Yes. Yes, and we're going to have a Saturn-Neptune conjunction also. So that's going to talk about a lot of reviewing new rules about immigration. And you did see before when I asked you in one of those shows that at first there was going to be a complete stop in immigration. It was going to be harder to travel. And after it was going to get better, more human, more based on, let's say, reuniting families and not necessarily just like leaving the borders open like it is the case right now. So right now it's very it doesn't make really any sense. So it makes sense that you say that it's going to be reviewed. Okay, now let's talk about awakening and consciousness. So first question, is there a mass awakening of the world's population in 2025?
There's a weird energy. I think there is going to be a lot of, I think those are already the people who are not awakened yet are going to realize that something is wrong. Okay, so I think it's going to feel worse before it becomes better. And I switched deck and I still have the law. There is a lot of laws that are going to be on the review. There's a lot of stuff that is going to just be, I'm not saying that population will be really consorted. What is the word?
Consulted?
Consulted, thank you. I'm not going to say that, but I'm seeing that it's going to be more human overall everywhere and not on the same level for every country, not on the same timeline for every country, but a big movement of shift of the laws is on the way. And when it comes to the awakening, it starts with what we want, what the generation wants. And a lot of people are already awake and changing the vibration, working on being positive and a high frequency. So it is making a difference. And in terms of the rest who are not awakened, it's going to feel very heavy on them. So I don't know if there is some kind of, we're talking about the 5D, it feels like I don't know if this is this exactly, but I feel like people are going to see something is changing, something is shifting. And I don't resonate with this. And those who are not awakened, they're going to feel just this heaviness around them, if that makes sense, physically, and their energy. It's just going to force them to shift their perspective because it's going to be very uncomfortable for them. And that's the worst before it gets better, because we do see that it's really putting us a lot of pressure on them to change and awaken. So is there going to be a major awakening? It's either this or they will have to go as souls.
Yeah. A lot of people, I think it was in the last show, talked about the deepening of the timeline split. So maybe it's also the case for in 2025. But it feels like they're going to have a chance to realize by like not feeling well and not feeling well adapted to the new ways of doing things, to the new frequency. So they'll have like the ultimate, the ultimatum of the frequency change. Okay. And will, let's say, the general population be drawn to more spiritual practices in 2025, such as meditation, yoga?
I don't think they're there yet. I think it starts more about what are you watching? What is there in your house? What are you eating? What are you thinking? I'm going to take one part on the topic. Yeah, it says they're going to feel so much badly in their own body, in their own space, if they're not changing, that they will become cast aside almost.
Okay. And it feels like the card to me reminds me of like starting by removing toxicity. Yeah. Like they're not yet, let's say, on the path of, and that makes sense with what you just said, not yet on the path of like, how can you really better your life and your frequency, but just by removing, like, let's say, mainstream media, for example.
Yeah, but I reacted this way because it's all Pluto. Even though I don't think it's going to be Pluto, even though I pick up on something, it's all related to Pluto.
This is huge. This is something that we're going to see once in our lives, Pluto entering Aquarius and being in Aquarius. So, and also we're changing in the age of Aquarius. So that's like a one in a lifetime event. And for sure, we incarnated to be a part of this whole transition.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Will some star force be more activated in 2025 or activated period in 2025?
Yeah. Okay. It says it's going to, again, purge. It says they're going to be the history, the negativity, all of the place, because they used to be, I know it's a star, I know it's all about activation, but the cards are talking about letting go of what history of that place hold. So this is farewell. I know I'm hiding it, but just holding it, it's tough. But we have tomb, we have farewell, and it's still a war uniform. And we do have the time, and we have night and day. So a total purge of the negativity of maybe more than the place. Maybe it's going to be a little bit more of the city it is in. But I see a major reset of removing what happened in those locations and putting in place brand new. They're showing me like almost like a sacred geometry symbol that is being placed in that spot to restore and restart this energy.
And again, like it's so in line with Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto, whenever it enters a sign first, it and destroys what is no longer of vibration. And Aquarius talks about energy and frequency. So first it's going to calibrate, I feel, and do this big purge. And I feel like it's not the end of that big word before it can be truly recalibrated energetically with the new frequency. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. And what about the ley lines? What will happen with the ley lines in 2025? Are they going to become more powerful? Are they going to purge also? Are we going to have to visit specific places? What's going to happen?
Yes, so some spots are going to be very strong for activation of your powers. So some spots are going to be, and I would say even new spots. So maybe you think that a place is sacred and what used to be super strong. Expect new location on those ley line that are being stronger in this new chapter of the era. And this is more about Atlantis, and this is more about um, freedom, so the qualities of Aquarius that are going to be activated. I'm seeing this with the card of freedom, that is this card. I'm seeing this with this card of protection. There is a lot of cards here that are talking about, and those cards too. So we have the card of the crystal ball and the card of the cross. So with those cards, it talks about, and temperance. It talks about balancing. Some place will have more of the divine masculine energy. Some place will have more divine feminine energy. Some place will be more for one thing and the other. So new spots will be more activated, and others will just not disappear, but will be slower in terms of energy.
Okay. Very interesting. And our last question for the show. Are there more people leaving the big cities in 2025?
It says yes. So we have the Rider, which is movement, as the very first card. And we have To the Unknown with this card of books. And we have the Garden. They're going to go more for nature, new spots, places that has less population. And this is all to do with meeting your tribe and being with the people who resonate with.
Wow, that's so cool. And we know that's already a process that's undergoing. Lots of people since 2020 have moved in masses out of the big cities, and it seems like it will continue. So I guess like the connection with nature is going to be very important, with people, like-minded people, as you can see it. And that's also Aquarius.
Yeah.
Aquarius is finding your tribe, is finding this reconnection to like-minded frequencies, people.
Yeah.
What did you want to say?
Well, I was just thinking about if your place, your tribe resonate with immigration, having to change countries, and we just talked about it could be stopped for a moment. Just take that as a moment to plan, and a moment to reflect, and a moment to make your vision board and to prepare for it. Because when it's going to be a go and a green light, it's going to feel so much better.
Wow. Okay. And maybe a last overall card pull or question for the cards. What's the best, let's say, advice that the cards can give us for 2025 to have the best year possible and to flow with the energies in the best way possible?
It says to honor your divine feminine side. We all have both, but this is a year where we are embracing more of the yin energy, more of the feminine energy, and more of your intuition, more of letting things come towards you instead of going into action, and being more gentle with yourself.
I love it. Let us know if you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you have other also ideas or revelations, let us know. We want to know. And don't forget to hit the like button if you did enjoy this show. And very lastly, if you'd like to book your own personal consultations with this amazing oracle, you can do so on MaisonJupiter.com, and the link is down below in the description box. Don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code to get 10% off your next reading with Sophie. And you'll have the choice between the 1 hour tarot reading and the 1 hour past lives reading, depending on what you'd like to get into. And of course, if you want to have your own personal predictions for 2025 and you're looking for some guidance of what will be important, where should you invest your energy in 2025, these are the best appointments to really get you started in the best possible way. All right. So thank you so much, Sophie, for all the beautiful card readings. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the 5D news. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you.